Folks, welcome back. I've been dying to do this video for a long time, and I don't know why I've waited so long to do this, but as some of you may know, I'm somewhat of a magician. And last year, I filmed a magic show with three of my best friends called Big Trick Energy, which aired on True TV. You can now see it on Netflix Canada or HBO Max, which is a pretty big deal. Younger Chris would have been freaking out by now. My favorite thing about this show, all time, the thing that I would gladly do again, are the cold opens. Now, what are the cold opens you speak of, Ramsay? Basically, they are about 45-second magic tricks that are shot on one camera with one camera angle only, no camera cuts whatsoever. What you see is what you get. These are elaborate magic tricks. At the beginning of every show, we show you one of these big, grandiose cold opens. And at the end of the show, we show you how we did it, which I think is the coolest thing in the world. It was one of the best ideas we had. We're going to go through all 10 amazing one-shot cold opens, and we're going to see exactly how they worked. So if you're here for this, leave a like, subscribe. And just before we get into that, I'm going to use this opportunity to plug my tour. Big Trick Energy is going on tour. Me and Alex, Eric, and Wes are going on a cross-Canadian magic tour. We're doing 4 cities right now: Victoria, Vancouver, Calgary, and Toronto. Hopefully we can add more cities to that. We want to do Winnipeg. We want to do Montreal. We want to do all the little cities in between, obviously, as well. But for now, we have 4 dates. Also, leave a like, subscribe, and comment below. I'm choosing one of those comments if you're in Canada, and I'll send you a free pair of tickets so you can come check out one of our live shows in person. This is actually our podcast studio. Wes and I, we podcast here, so if you're not already subscribed to our podcast, Bottom of the Barrel, check it out. It's for adults only. Here we go. I don't know in what order these are in, but we're going to have a look at them one at a time. Oh, this one's fun. Here's Alex rocking out on the guitar. We're coming down the stairs. He was actually playing the guitar for this. All right. He's setting up something on the wall here. Remember, there's no CGI here. What you see is what you get. And it falls. Come on. That is pretty darn dope. So what happened there, first of all, I want to give a huge shout out to Daniel Garcia, Rico De La Vega, Marcus Eddy. These guys were our magic consultants. We all worked super hard on this, and however many takes it took, we needed to get it, right? So these were long days. You'll see us celebrating in the end when we get it. But here's actually how this trick worked. Very sneaky. This is a bit of a camera angle trick, a bit of a Zach King trick, if you will. So you got Alex playing the guitar. Here's the exposed angle. We're coming down. Now notice on the top, there's a gap in the wall. There's no wall there. Notice right there, look, there's just a mat. Now you're probably thinking to yourself, well, that's a camera trick because you then went and CGI'd it into the shot, which we didn't. You'll see. Look at Eric pulling on the string, which then releases the magnets, which drops the paper down. We celebrate and we get it. Now watch as the cat. Look, see the amazing magic team that we had. Actually used a piece of plywood there. I painted it exactly, and you can see it was painted exactly like the wall. So everything from the red here that matches here. I mean, just a perfect match. Such an amazing illusion that we pulled off there. So that's one example of our cold opens. Let's have a look at the next one. This one's pretty cool. Watch all the things that happen. Again, this is one shot. We sped it up because of time. This is one shot. I'm trying to solve this Rubik's Cube. Alex comes in, doesn't even look at the Rubik's Cube, mind you. Solves it. I'm in utter disbelief. Moving on. Again, one shot. There was no camera cut there. I know it looks like one, but trust me, it was just sped up. Because, oh, look at that. Stacks those dice as if it was nothing. Again, he's trying to make a card castle here. Takes 2 seconds. Makes a great card castle. Wes is flipping out. Little fist bump. That was a nice touch. You'll see why. You got the bunny dancing. Now, watch this. Boom. No camera cuts. That's all one shot. That is unbelievable. That looks so good. Any guesses? Leave your guesses below. If you guessed the whole thing was shot in reverse, then you're right. Now, for a one-take reverse shot, I think this one took us the most takes out of all of the tricks. Probably a good 20 takes. Alex had to learn how to walk backwards naturally. This is probably, for the magic part of it, is the easiest out of all of the cold opens we've done. And the reason for that is because all we had to do was disassemble the things that were already there. You'll see. Rewind. So this is how we start. This is the beginning of it. So this is how it actually starts. He puts that there. We actually fall back into a foam pit. All right, that's the appearance at the end that you see. We run into our places. He's already got the card pyramid done. All he has to do is destroy it. The fist bump coming into that, though, was so good. Like, we had to plan everything out in reverse. Like, he had to be happy Alex was there before he saw him, then be confused. Same thing with this. The dice was stacked already. The Rubik's Cube was already solved. All he had to do was mix it up. And then go back there, and that was it. But it looks simple and easy, but trust me, remembering to do everything in reverse is very complicated. So that was a reverse trick. We had that idea since the beginning. We've always wanted to pull off like one where we just do everything backwards, and it turned out pretty good, I think. This one is my all-time favorite, I think. Close to being my all-time favorite, maybe my all-time favorite. One, because we got to dress up in cool suits. It's very cinematic, but most importantly, this was the most dangerous thing probably that we've done. Now, there was a few dangerous things, but this was right up there with one of the most dangerous things that we've done during the show. And you'll see why when the method is revealed. For now, pay attention to everything around us. Notice that there's nothing. We're in an empty warehouse right now. Remember that. Keep that in mind. Let's go.
What was the greatest trick you did?
We were trying to catch a chicken. Or Alex.
Yeah, or that. One or the other. I mean, they were both kind of funny, to be honest. Yeah. Like, that whole day, for me, was absolutely hilarious. There was nothing better than that. Yeah. I couldn't believe that.
We're just rambling at this point.
Yeah. That was the craziest part.
And you went, and he came. I couldn't believe it, because the last time we were together. Yeah, it was together, yeah.
Huh? Oh, look at this fancy guy.
I like how that works out. Really good.
Now look around us.
You wore that last time over there, and then it doesn't matter.
All of a sudden, the entire place is populated.
That was. And are you guys hungry?
Oh, I think the food's coming soon.
That was all not there before.
Oh, here it comes. Hey, thank you.
Oh, wow. Oh, you got yours. Wow. That was great.
I'll tell you right now, a lot of people are probably thinking, well, you know, everybody walked in off camera. And although that's half of it, the other half is much more entertaining. Here's how it really worked.
Yeah. So what was the greatest trick?
Behind us was a 3,000 or 2,000 pound wall that had a hole in it. Similar to, you ever see Buster Keaton? You know, when the thing falls down and he's standing through the window?
I couldn't believe that it actually worked.
The camera work. We're actually turning the table here to move the camera around. It's on a giant Lazy Susan. Look at this. That wall was like 7 inches away from the back of Alex's head, by the way.
That was 100% probably the best.
Those people now come in because those chairs, tables, and everything else were glued to that wall. And now everybody's being populated around. And as the camera moves back, you get to see that final shot on the left with everything being populated and fulfilled. That was such a cool idea. Oh, so happy about that. That was, like I said, one of my favorites. In terms of being cinematic, it looked so amazing. It looked like a movie. The magical effect itself, I don't think was the strongest. I don't think... This is one of those, like we've had some of these cold opens were great, were better magic tricks. Some of them were better explanations, and some of them were both. This one happened to be a better explanation. The magic trick, I think, fell flat a little bit because you're not paying attention to anything in the background until there's things in the background, so you don't really know what's happening. When you see the explanation, you're like, oh my God. And that's kind of what I liked about this one. Sometimes the method is better than the effect, and that's something that I still believe for a lot of magic tricks to be. Next one. The magical door.
Come on, man, shut the door.
Eric getting a butt tattoo. Feel free to guess how this trick was done, by the way. I had to mime all of this. It's such bad acting.
Wow.
And the final piece of the puzzle.
Ramsay! What's up, bud? What's up, buddy?
One shot, baby. One shot. It's pretty crazy to think about. That's one shot, one continuous shot. This was actually an idea our friend Spidey came up with. He had a different idea where we'd move it back and forth and different rooms would change. But essentially, this is his idea. We had the prop department build this. And so we always had this magical bunny behind the scenes, by the way. I don't know if you've noticed. He's a bit of an Easter egg. So the golf cart then pulls this away. Wes has to go get dressed. Then Eric, I had the easiest job, arguably. And then you see Eric's pants are actually falling down. He's got to go get ready. Alex had to run the fastest because he was the last one out. This is pretty great. Man, good times. So he runs this way. Now there's a team actually grabbing a platform there because I had to walk straight out. So shout out to that team as well. Now everybody's already sitting down and waiting for me, and those beer cups were empty. There was no beer waiting for us, unfortunately. Not bad. Pretty cool one take. Man, this is fun. All right, let's keep going. This was the first idea that we ever had when we pitched. So we got to film a pilot. After this pilot episode, we actually got picked up for 9 other episodes. So this was the very first one we shot. We shot this months before the rest of the show. This was such a great idea. We were in a junkyard. There's, as you're going to see in a second, there was an opera singing there. It was just such a cool contrast of classy and garbage, and it really represents us well, I think. So check out this one shot. The camera work, by the way, epic. This is Tim, our camera guy, I believe. He was a beast. We walk into individual porta potties here. That was probably one of the most dangerous things we've done. Classic Wes.
Shut the door!
Shut the door! Again, one of the most dangerous things we've done. There was a car hanging about 10 feet over our heads, at the moment that this car came crashing down. We were right beside that car. Something could have gone wrong there. It was very dangerous. We did this stunt over and over and over, obviously without the car, to make sure, and we made sure we were safe, but we were losing daylight. Like, we had to get this. Angles were everything, as you'll see here. You get a cool overhead shot. Notice the last porta potty has like a bit of a wall there. This band was awesome. They were actually singing. We had to time our walks as well. Everything was perfectly timed. Here you see us leaving at the back. But there was garbage placed here, here, and here strategically so that we could walk between it, turn the corner, and you wouldn't see us. And that had to be just right. As you can see, those lumps of garbage up here. We move around to here. Now we all had to funnel in. Car drops. And that's when we all kind of funneled into this last porta potty and made the big reveal at the end.
Shut the door!
And now we're all happy. So much fun. This was one of the cooler ones. It was cool because we got to work with a whole bunch of other people, really talented cheerleaders here that were like doing flips and stuff. And there was this massive choreography that we literally came up with the day of. Aside from the magic trick, everything else had to be sort of this choreography and camera work. Again, shout out to Tim, shout out to Charlie and all the other camera guys here because those guys worked their butts off getting these shots. And the very first frame here is just Eric. Ready? Okay, man, I laugh every time. We gotta watch it again. I'll explain to you what I didn't like about this after we're done watching it.
Ready? Okay.
Here's the bunny. Boom. Remember, all one shot. Look at the cheerleaders and that. Look at Wes. I don't even know what he's doing with his head. There we go. Wes sits atop. That's pretty good illusion. Here's the thing. And this is something we fought against, but they ruled against us, is you're going to see how this trick works. Notice the grass here. There are no seams. They CGI'd what you're about to see on the floor because they didn't want anybody getting suspicious. I personally voted against it because I thought, who cares if people see how it's... I don't think they're really paying attention to the grass. So that's my personal gripe as a magician. And you'll see why. It was cold out there, by the way. The poor cheerleaders are freezing. See, look at the grass. See what I mean? See, it didn't really bother me. And there you go. So this here, that's right there. Basically, Eric's going to lay on this giant frame, which is hooked up to this pole, which swivels around. And this is basically, we couldn't dig in the ground, so we had to use fake grass over because we're on like a soccer field or a football field. And basically, that's anchored to the ground so that that's not moving. I cover this pole with my body strategically, and that's kind of how we went about it. So again, camera work, angles, choreography. You can kind of see it if you know what to look for. But see the grass there? Like, I didn't even mind that. She goes under, which is a nice touch. Confetti cannon catch. This is a really dope trick. My vote is if you're going to CGI, the first part of it, CGI the second half of it, or don't CGI anything at all. That's what I say. Oh, this one was fun. So what's going on in Wes's head right now? Classic Eric not wearing his mask.
Calm down, buddy.
It's okay.
Calm down. Everything's gonna be fine. Ready?
It's okay.
So good. Remember, all one shot. So this whole thing works. Is a big choreography once again with the camera. But as you can see,
3, 2, 1, action!
you'll see what's going on here. Under the table, we've put this white sheet. So instead of like using black art, as you can see here, behind the table over here, there's white panels so that we can go ahead and scoot behind those so you won't see us. I added an extra touch when we're behind that curtain to sort of jump backwards and lift your feet so it looks like you're being sucked into nothing. You'll see here, whoop, right there. And whoop, like that. So it just kind of like feels like you're vanishing. Now at this point, it's all camera work. Wes is acting and choreography. We're getting ready to go back to square one. Wes gets the jacket on. We replace the panel. Everything goes back to the way it was, and scene. So much fun. That was actually our last day of shooting. That was our last day of shooting. Big celebrations at the end. This was one of my favorites in terms of stylistically. I really wanted the song White Rabbit to be played during this, but the rights to that was like $100,000 and we couldn't afford it. So we got like a similar song, which is kind of okay, but also representative of the entire show. But it was good. This rabbit, by the way, needed to act perfectly for this one shot. Added an extra element of intensity and things could go wrong. Wes dressed like Velma over there. This all had to work in one shot. Again, notice the background. Think of a card that you see. Most people would take Ace of Spades there, I feel. A giant card castle with Eric on the top holding the Ace of Spades. This was actually mechanically one of the coolest tricks we've done. We all got to ride this giant card pyramid, which was a lot of fun. So there it is. It sits there perfectly in line with the horizon, so that you can't actually tell that it's there. Now we were cued to turn the cards over.
Open. Alex. Ramsay.
All these little steps and everything and the camera work is just a lot. It doesn't look like a lot, but there you go. Look, there goes Eric. I mean, come on. When else are you going to be able to sit on top of a giant card castle? That was so much fun. That was so much fun. Wes looking for a high five. This was one of my favorites in terms of sort of story. Our inspiration here was Mary Poppins. And we wanted all of the sort of illusions to be done with our bodies. You'll see what I mean in a second here. This is very, very cool. Remember, all one shot. Walk into the store. I see the boys. I toss the umbrella.
What's up, man? What's up? Hey, girls. Sorry. Watch this.
All right. Camera goes around. This is pretty cool. As the bus goes by. So all pretty standard things. You know, he's going to take the stairs here. Little umbrella flip. And I get hoisted up into the air. And here's how it went down. This is just amazing choreography here. So much fun.
Chris.
Like if we missed that umbrella toss, it would all be over.
Hey, girls.
So there's a skateboard here
Sorry.
that
Watch
Wes
this.
is going to hop on. So Wes hops on the skateboard. That's step one. And this is the same umbrella. So watch this. Wes now has to climb up as fast as he can as Alex goes down the elevator. Wes is climbing up top. Eric's next. The bunny's helping. He's up there as well. He actually tosses me this umbrella, which I have to catch off camera. Now I come in, all relaxed, umbrella spin. Now Eric and Alex are actually hoisting me up because they can't actually pull me from the umbrella because the umbrella would break, and that's just not sound. And I don't want it to look like they're grabbing my hands. So the first half of that levitation is Eric and Alex lifting me, and the second half of the levitation is them pulling me. So you get like the complete effect. You see my head levitate, and then you see my feet levitate, and that's what creates that sort of magical effect. Goes up. I'm a big boy. Those guys did good. And then we nailed it. So much fun. And this is the last one. This one, I think, was possibly my favorite because it involved some really talented people. It involved an entire crew. The illusion is cool. Everything sort of flows together and works properly, and it is a feat to behold. So here you go. See if you can have any guesses at the method while you watch. Please do not attempt any of it at home. Wow. These guys were amazing. Chance Moore and I forget the other guy's name. Griffin. Chance and Griffin. These guys are pro BMXers. All right. Bam, no more bikes. And Wes and Eric have swapped places with the two BMX guys. And here's how that worked. This is so cool. The illusion relies on a giant ditch being dug, but also on great camera work. Once again, Charlie was manning the drone here. And so the drone starts off in his hands. Once the drone goes up there, that's our cue to jump off the truck into the hole. This is Alex filming on his phone. You can see here. These guys leap in the air, and now they come down and jump over us. They almost hit the back of our heads there. And now we got to wait for our cue. Such a cool illusion. Like, you never see it. You never see that line of sight from that first shot, which, again, is credit to the camera work. As soon as that gets lifted up, we run behind. Those two guys grab their bikes, head back into the ditch. Et voila. That's one of the coolest, man. Those guys built that ramp just for this trick in their backyard. So there you have it, guys. I mean, come on. That's pretty amazing. I'm super happy that I was able to do that with my best friends. It's such a trip down memory lane looking at this, and we had ups, we had downs, but boy, oh boy, do we have fun on this journey. And I invite you guys to spend some of the journey along with us on our Canadian tour if you're available. Again, I understand that we're not doing any other countries right now, but if you can make it to Canada and come see us, we'll make it worth your while. I promise you. We left the tickets to our show below. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I appreciate all your support. Always have, and it feels good to be back into some magic content again on this channel. Like this video, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace. All right, almost got the camera. Ugh.